Okay, here we go for another couple of days away in Wales on the little Sinnis 125, the Terrain. I'm heading today to begin with for Whitchurch, and then I'm going to work my way round the lanes and finish up at Bala at the White Lion Royal Hotel. So it's a nice day. It's about 8.5, 9 degrees this morning, and so I'm going to crack on and see how I get on. It's Sunday, the 7th of November 2021, and I'm going to do a ride now to Whitchurch, to McDonald's, have a coffee there, and then go round the lanes to Whitchurch and close to Lake Vyrnwy, but eventually finishing up at Bala and hopefully stopping at the White Lion Royal Hotel in Bala. So yeah, petrol station first to go and fill it up, and then go from there. Just whilst we're on the subject of fuel's been going up a lot lately. November 2021, this petrol station here, this Shell petrol station, selling diesel at 149.9, as near as damn it, £1.50 per litre. My goodness me, that's a lot of money. As regards my motorbikes, I always like to put the super unleaded in, the V-Power, and thankfully we've got the V-Power here and the unleaded, but it looks like they're out of the diesel. Still, never mind, that's okay by me. I've just realised that, or remembered I should say, that these heated grips are not wired into the ignition, which disappointed me a bit when they didn't wire them into the ignition. So looking at that display, it looks like I've got 176 miles to do, and if I was on a more powerful motorbike, it would mean I was getting there at 12:50 midday-ish, just after midday. So I should be there for midnight, I think. No, I'm in no rush, just as well on this. But now that it's had its first service, I can go that little bit quicker and not have to worry about opening the throttle and revving it. I think it's done a little over 700 miles now, so I'm surprised how cold it's been on the way, to be honest. I'm a little disappointed in the temperature. I thought it was going to be warmer than this, and the jacket I'm wearing is usually on the warm side, so I'm a little bit disappointed and mildly concerned that I'm going to be warm enough. I'm not frozen, but I had hoped to be a bit warmer than I am. These little bikes will do 60, just 63 is the claimed top speed. I find that 60 is very much within its reach. But for me, 50-55 is where the bike seems to be happiest. Beyond that, you feel as though you're ragging it a bit. But there it is, 60 mile an hour, and we're on 8,500 RPM. According to this, from here now we've got 141 miles remaining. So yeah, I think it's time to go and have a coffee at McDonald's. I think I might be sitting in and get a bit of warmth into me. Right, so back to the bike now. Sun's come out, look at this. All these people coming to McDonald's. Sunday morning just after 10 o'clock. Everybody's coming to McDonald's. Unbelievable. I'm all ready to give it another go now. What have we got? I've gone just over 30 miles. It's 10:30. So I'm just about ready now to make a restart. Okay, so basically the route now is to go to Grindley Brook and then turn left just after Grindley Brook to head to Malpass. Malpass then through to pretty much Oswestry and do some little smaller roads around Oswestry Way. Okay, I'm refuelling again at Oswestry because I've done 60 miles. Oh, hang on. Please not press button. Kiosk, right, it's one of these funny ones. Here we go. Yeah, so I've done 60 miles and I'm not entirely sure how easy it'll be to get the super unleaded from here on. I've got a feeling I can go straight up there. Yeah. I think if I was in company, if I'd got somebody else, particularly on another terrain like this one, I'd be tempted to go over to the right there, where I know there's a nice little lane, a little bit of off-road. It's not a doddle to do. I've done it before, I've done it on my own, done it on the Himalayan, and it's very doable, but it's not a doddle. You've got to keep your wits about you. There are tree roots and things and some loose ground, and not the sort of thing that you want to take on your own in case it goes horribly wrong. Look at this now, this is absolutely lovely, and what a cracking road this is. Got to keep your wits about you on this one, it's quite tight and twisty. This is the kind of road that I want to ride on anyway, and this is the kind of road that suits this little 125 absolutely perfectly. It is a little B road, but it's nice and twisty and interesting, and got some nice tight turns on it and twists. It's great. It's not busy, certainly not today. Went out a couple of days ago on Friday, and it was like they'd closed Wales for us because there's just no traffic at all. I expected a bit more with it being a Sunday, to tell you the truth. The 11th of the 10th, that's only a few days away. No, 11th of the 10th? I read that right now, I'm not sure. I've talked before about the little tiny back roads of Wales. This is just one of them, isn't it? How beautiful is this? When I first turned into it, it did in fact have grass growing up the middle. And the little bits of gravel in the middle of the road on this little bike don't scare you at all, because A, the tyres are designed to cope with it, and it's such a lightweight bike anyway. bit of a squirm doesn't actually represent too much of a problem. Not carrying any great momentum to cause a problem. But this is precisely the sort of road that I had in mind when I bought the bike. This is what I want a little tiny bike like this for. If I was on the big 1200 GS Adventure, I wouldn't be going any more quickly than this. I don't need any more power. I'm hardly opening the throttle as it is, so this is ideal. This is just perfect, this bike, for these kind of little Nadgery back roads. And with beautiful scenery as well. I think they call that a win-win situation. Of course, what always happens in this situation is you turn the camera off, go around a bend, there's a beautiful view or something very interesting to capture on video, and you've got the blinking camera turned off. But you can see there what I'm on about with the scenery. It's lovely. I don't think the camera wants to turn off. It's saying, no, keep filming, Phil. It's too nice not to get all this beautiful scenery and road captured. Maybe the camera was right, actually. Now then, for all those of you that have any doubts about the back lanes of Wales and the beautiful scenery and coming away for a couple of days when at the last minute the weather forecast looks very encouraging, how about this? And also, how about this? This is exactly what I've been talking to all sorts of you about. This is the perfect bike for these little roads. Little 125, nice and lightweight. You wouldn't want any more power. I haven't been using all the power today. And it's done some A roads as well. I've done the A5 a little bit from just outside Oswestry, and it's been great. But for these little tiny roads with this kind of scenery, you're just not going to get anything better, are you? This is what I came for. It's always the way, like I said earlier, as soon as you turn the blinking camera off, you get some cracking curves and road and scenery. That's what happened back there, so I thought I'd just pop it back on for a little burst now, just to show what a lovely bit of road this is. A lot of the time it's been more open than this, so you can see further into the distance. But it's all been this twisting stuff, and this is what Calimoto is very good at. It finds the twisty stuff. Their strapline is no more straight roads. I tell you what, this is exactly what they're on about. My goodness me. Here we are now. Here's the turning back onto the 4395, the B road. Just turned off the A458 and back on the B road. Did well on that A road, to be fair. And I was holding a good 50, 55, even going uphill, which was impressive. And when it was just undulating, I could sit at 60 if I wanted to. And you'll never guess what has happened. As soon as I turn the camera off, I get a beautiful view. So let's just give it a couple of minutes here whilst we admire the scenery. bit stiff now. I've been on the bike a while. I think I left home at 8:30, thereabouts. And it's 1 o'clock now, so good while. Do you remember I said about turning the camera off and getting cracking scenery? Well, here we go. And do you remember also I said about the little lanes of Wales that have got grass growing up the middle are perfect for this bike? Well, here we are. Look at this. Proper grass growing up the middle. And with all this lovely sunshine, everything is looking at its best at the moment, isn't it? There's the little petrol station coming up, and the cafe above it. So we'll stop here, see if I can grab a coffee. Okay, here we are at the little cafe and petrol station at Lake Vyrnwy. I'm parked up. I didn't need any fuel, but I've just grabbed a quick cup of coffee at a cereal bar. I'm ready to move on now. I'm going to take this B road, the 4593, I think it is, something like that. I'll take that back to the main road to Llanfyllin, that way, and then turn left, and that'll head me on that lovely road that goes over to Bala. I've then got to decide whether I want to do the long loop around it or not. Haven't made my mind up yet. Well, I know I said about riding up little lanes that have got grass going up the middle, but is this taking the mickey? Fishtailing a bit then. I am not at all sure that I want to do this. The tyres are getting overwhelmed by the mud, and it says I've got half a mile of this. Can't believe that they've bothered cutting the hedges, but on the other hand it's still a highway, so I suppose they're obliged to. Time for some earplugs again, I think. talking before about lovely scenery and cracking roads. Here we are again. Look at that. That's absolutely great. It's really good at this time of day too, although the sun is getting a little low in the sky now. That's going to be dazzling if I go straight into it. Okay, so here we go. I've made it to the White Lion Royal Hotel in Bala. It's about 4:20, and according to the speedometer I've done around about 185 miles in total today, which is not bad on a little 125. So it's the second time I've stayed here recently, but I've got a family room all to myself tonight, which I'm hoping I'll take a few pictures of in a bit. So this is my room. Nice big wardrobe here to put my jacket and trousers in and stuff. Television as well, my goodness. This is a family room, as I mentioned earlier, and I've got a whole double bed to myself and a single bed for the au pair later. Oh, what a giveaway. And very nice. You can see out onto the main street in Bala here. Oh, there's my tea and coffee making facilities as well. Yeah, there we are, we've got a bit of light on it now as well. Yeah, so that's all good. And then the main street of Bala over there, and there's Hoffy Coffee, which we've used before now. And also, we'll just have a quick look at the bathroom before I mess it up. Ooh, there we go, nice and bright. Yep, all nice stuff, like I had before, stuff for showering and shampoo and soap and things, and then a shower over the bath, which is fine by me. So there we are, all ready to get changed and into some fresh clothes and showered and stuff, and then the evening meal tonight apparently is between 5 and half 8, 9 o'clock, something like that, so time to get showered, I think. Well, this is a fine how do you do, isn't it, Gromit? Yes, woke up this morning, and the road outside the hotel was damp, but it wasn't actually raining. Anyway, I got all packed up and on the road, and guess what? Well, you can see, can't you? Well, probably not, actually. So, yeah, a bit of a grey, dull, drab sort of a start to the day. All I can hope is that things improve during the day. Set off from the hotel at 9:25. I'm doing a little loop round the back lanes now to get to the south end of Bala Lake and Llanlwchlyn, and then I'm going to meet Edgy back in Bala opposite the hotel at the Hoffy Coffee Cafe. That takes some saying as well. Good job I've got my best teeth in. Okay, so yeah, this is a different sort of test today, I suppose. Yesterday the roads were absolutely bone dry. The weather was glorious and you know, just spot on, whereas today it's pretty much the opposite end of the spectrum. The only consolation is it doesn't feel cold at the moment, although I have got my heated grips on. Okay, well, I've just done my little loop round from Bala to Llanlwchlyn. Just pulled over to the side of the road. I'm ready to rock and roll again now. Okay, here we go. Well, it's given up raining a little bit. I mean, it's not totally bone dry, but it's better than it was. What would be nice would be for it to stop raining and for the road. Nice on the motorbike, because it doesn't get used quite so much, you know. There wouldn't be a lot of reason to use this road instead of the main A494, so works in quite well. The road to the right now is the road that goes up to the bulky gross. It's a heck of a climb, that, on a push bike. It's lovely on the motorbike, but it is a very narrow, nadgery little road, especially coming down either to Lake look at that, Lake Vyrnwy, or down to Llanymowdy. Just start to see the town of Bala now in the distance. I know it's not a glorious wall-to-wall sunshine day, but it still looks nice, doesn't it? And these autumn colours on the trees, look at that. We're going to cross this lovely old bridge in a second. I've always been tempted to just nip across it on the little motorbike. The old bridge just looks so lovely. Here it is, look. I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem to do it, except that if Mr. Plod was around, he wouldn't be too chuffed with you. Little back streets of Bala. I'm going to confuse poor old Calimoto because she wants me to turn right at the end of here. And I should be turning left to park up outside. Coffee. And there's the hotel that I stayed in last night. The White Lion Royal Hotel. I had a great big room for 48 quid and breakfast for £8.25. Can't complain. And it was good breakfast too. The meal was good last night. £10 for what was pretty much hunter's chicken. And guess what? Mr. Edge has beaten me to it. Well, that comes as no great surprise, does it? He's only just got here, perhaps, I don't know. And judging by how mucky his bike is, I think it's probably been wet roads on the way here as well. You have whatever you want, it doesn't matter to me.
That's chocolate, what's that one?
It's raspberry and something, I've forgotten. Raspberry and something, can't remember.
I can eat either of those, which I'll get the nearest one then.
Welsh Wales, not on a Sunday, on a Monday, but it's still wet. Never mind, we're in Porthmadog, stopped by the coffee shop and having a coffee and a muffin. One of them's called Mule. It's not a holiday, no, this is an endurance test, and so far we're winning. Okay, well that's me pretty much done for this trip. Pulled into McDonald's to reposition my earplug on the one side because it was still a bit noisy, and just check everything out. So yeah, I'm now due in at home in about, I don't know what time it is now, it's 4:27, it's saying I'm going to be in at 5:10, just about. Which we'll believe when we get there, eh? Due for its next service soon at this rate. But yeah, really good. Hopeless weather today by and large. But didn't stop the enjoyment factor. We've had a great time. So it's all been good stuff. Dried up a little bit since the cafe, so the last hour and a half it's been really nice. Dry roads, which is always a blessing on a motorbike. So yeah, question now just getting back to home. Don't want to be back in the dark really. Travelling in the dark on a motorbike is not a lot of fun at the best of times. So I'm going to go straight from the quickest route now. I'm going to do a boring route straight back to Nantwich, and then I'm going to take the D road back home largely. Not terribly exciting, but needs must. So there we are, really good trip. Looking forward to doing it again on this bike because I've really found this very comfortable, very appropriate for the sort of roads that I've done. I can't compliment it enough. Extremely comfortable, very manageable, great for the little back roads. Yeah, what more can I say? Perfect tool for the job. So we'll call it quits at that now, I think. I don't see any point in doing any more filming.